morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the wilds of Suffolk. I'm out here yet again doing what I do, walking along in beautiful locations such as this, and today is absolutely gorgeous, no different. A little bit windy today, so I hope you can hear me okay. So if it's your first time here, welcome along. This is what I do. I hope you enjoy it. If you're a returning subscriber, or 1,249 of you I think there are today, welcome back. It's a privilege for me to have you here, so thank you one and all for being here. So it's been a little while since I've been out. I've been working 14-hour days, in addition to that building chicken coops and chicken runs and preparing for my imminent chicken arrival, working on my veggie garden, just generally working a hell of a lot, and removing myself from as much of the toxicity as I possibly can, because you cannot walk out in the world right now and not see it. I mean, everything is toxic at the moment. It is just so, it's just not even worth involving myself in. It's not worth bathing in it every day, so I try to avoid it, take a step back, focus on what I need to focus on, and move forward. So, I do apologise, I'm not putting out as much content as I'd like, but it is what it is. You know, I know that those people who have been here for a while understand it, and for those new people, I hope you do as well. Anyway, today, as per the title, we're going to be talking about angels and demons. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a couple of weeks, but obviously I've been super busy, so I haven't been able to. But the content of what I'm going to talk about today, I mean, if I'm taking it in the context of what we see in the world and how the world is structured and how it's working and what we see all around us, and this whole idea of angels and demons and archons and all this kind of influence from outside, I think has been represented in many ways, and that's why I want to talk about it today. So I'm going to try and represent it in the ways that I see, and how we can mitigate it, what we can do, because it's easy to talk about things, but at the end of the day we really need to do something about it. So that's where this talk comes in. I hope I sort of clarify a few things and make it a bit understandable. Well, I'm trying to sort of explain it in my own mind as well. That's why I do these things. I go for a walk, I talk out loud. It's cathartic. It helps me to sort of come to realizations, and then try and act on that and share that information with people. And if you find it worthwhile, then wonderful. If you don't, well, discard it. That's the easiest way I can say it. So, we look around you. I mean, look around the world everywhere. I mean, we are not hearing about people protesting all over the world in different countries. Not in the mainstream media. They want you to have you believe that everything's just fine. Everything's just fine. Inflation's transitory. You know, all that garbage. But what the reality is, more and more people are seeing what's going on every day, and it is pure evil. Pure evil. You know, if we go back 2 years ago when we were told, oh, we have to do all these terrible things like lockdowns and putting a diaper over your face or a nappy over your face, you know, to soak up all that extra shit that you're breathing out. You have to soak that back in again, of course, because it's healthier for you. And that was all about protecting the vulnerable. Protecting the vulnerable, that's what we heard. Nothing but we have to do this to protect the vulnerable. And here we are, fuel prices are through the roof, heating costs are going through the roof. Here in Europe, we're in the UK here, and here, where the fuel prices are going up 600% in a month. From today, 1 month from today. And more and more people are going, hang on a minute, we're going into winter time. How are the elderly going to afford the heating bills? Are we going to protect the vulnerable? Seems kind of strange that we went through all this. Oh, we have to stick together, we have to do it together, we have to work together to get past all this. But now, to protect the vulnerable, of course, but now fuel costs are going up to record highs. And there's no talk of protecting the vulnerable anymore, is there? We're all in this together, they say. All the politicians who are living in mansions and driving, they don't even drive their own cars, they are chauffeur driven, of course. Surrounded by people with guns while they tell you you can't have one. Do you see the hypocrisy yet? Waiting. That's what I've been doing, and this is one of the many reasons why I have to take a step back for periodically. Is because I've been on this journey for so long. I've been trying to shout from the rooftops, going, "Hey, everybody! Look what's going on! These people are criminals!" But it's hard. It's hard when you see it and you've been shouting from the rooftops and you're trying to help people and you're trying to give them information to help them. But they don't want to see it. They can't see it because they don't want to admit that everything that they believed in was wrong, and the people that they trusted were liars and thieves and criminals. Now, when we look back in old television shows and old movies, when I was growing up, an old man now, once you hit the half century, you're an old man apparently. Okay. But in old television shows and movies, you see that image of an angel on one shoulder and a demon on the other shoulder, or the devil, whatever you want to call it. And, in a situation, I think it was in Animal House, was one of those situations where there was a girl passed out in the bed and the angel's saying, "You must take her home and take care of this girl." And the devil's like, "No, you have to take advantage of her." And we all have this. We all have the capability to be good and evil inside of us. We all do. It is that those voices in your head, or the impulses, or the drive, or we all have it inside us to be good or evil, and lots of space in between. Everything's not just about good and evil, but there's spectrums of that as well. I'm on the spectrum. How many times have we heard that? Now, I see things as completely out of balance, which is why things seem so crazy all the time now. And as if we look at things like the yin and yang, and dark and light, and we live in, we're told, a dualistic universe, reality, whatever we're calling this. It's dualistic, black, white, light, dark, yin, yang. But what the yin and yang represents is balance, or it's supposed to represent balance. And much like we see in TheMatrix, because anybody who's been here for longer than 5 minutes can obviously tell that I'm a huge Matrix fan, because Matrix is the best movie ever made, except it's not a movie, it's a documentary. But in TheMatrix, as in life, as we see, in TheMatrix there's a scene where as Neo gets more powerful, as Agent Smith gets more powerful, Neo gets more powerful, and there's an equalizing flow in the movie. So it's a balance, much like yin and yang. There's a balance to the universe. There's always balance, and balance is always being restored. Pressure mediation. So if we have the world is so out of balance right now, what we're seeing is that the exposure of these criminals and this evil that's been perpetrated upon the whole world for generations. This isn't new, folks. And that has been perpetrated by this evil and this darkness and this demons, for want of a better word. Are they extraterrestrial, as we've heard? What does extraterrestrial even mean? Extra means more, right? More? Terrestrial. Terrestrial, isn't that land? More land? I don't know what that means. Extraterrestrial, more land. Make of that what you will, but we've heard, we've seen all this evil, and what we're seeing now is this exposure of this evil that's been going on for generations. And that is the balancing, that's the rebalancing of this reality that we live in. It's a rebalancing of it. And we're not simply observers or victims to it. We are active participants in that. So, as I said, we all have it in us to have that ability for good or evil. And, I can't remember, Samuel Adams, I think, I'm not positive about who the quote's from, so I do apologise. It said, "All it takes for tyranny to take hold is for good men to do nothing." Well, here we are. Here we are. Now, there's some of us that have been speaking out against this evil, this tyranny, it's evil, is what it is. This enslavement of humanity through money, through, corruption, all this, it's all part of the same thing. Everything that's going on, you see, everything, every single facet of our lives, medical, education, financial, it's all in turmoil because it's all corrupt. It's all corrupted by money. And we've heard money is the root of all evil, misquote of course. It's actually the love of money that is the root of all evil. People will do anything for money. Not everybody, but if you get desperate enough, you'll do anything for money. And this is the conditions that are being created right now are making people desperate enough to do anything for money. Because, I need to feed myself, I need to have somewhere to live, and it's easier to align with evil to make sure that you can get by and look after yourself than to stand against it. Because if you stand against it, well, we've seen that what happens to people who stand against it, they get thrown in prison, or they get whatever, maybe even worse than that. Their families are threatened, and that's the problem with this evil that's encroaching on all of our lives, is that no one wants to stand against it. Because what does that mean? Especially when we've been this guilt that's been thrust upon all of us. This guilt, it's unbelievable. The guilt, like our politicians, our esteemed colleagues in the political realm, who dare to get up in these houses of parliament and Congress and the House of Representatives or whatever it is in your part of the world, they dare to stand there and blatantly lie. Oh, we're all in this together. We all have to make sacrifices. These people don't pay electricity bills. They don't do their own shopping. What are you sacrificing? The only thing you're sacrificing is your career and your name and your reputation. But they don't have one anyway, so they don't care. Flip this around that way. So we have a situation where we're watching these people get up in front of the public that they're supposed to serve and lie, blatantly lie to all of us. Oh, the electricity prices are going up because of Ukraine. Or Russia. Oh, it's those pesky Russians again. Damn you, Russia. It's like, but people like you and me are still believing it. So which voice are they listening to? They're listening to the angel that's saying to them, oh yes, you have to sacrifice for everybody else. Because the fuel prices are going up because of those pesky Russians. Those Russians invading Ukraine, that's why the fuel prices are going up. But hang on a minute, we don't buy anything from Russia or Ukraine. Oh, don't say that! You're you're a conspiracy theorist. It is the manipulation. I've talked about this a lot, I think in one of my other videos just recently. Our emotions, our emotional state is being manipulated because they know that we care about each other. So they use guilt. They use guilt. Like I'm astounded they would drop to this low. But that's politicians, where they come out and say, oh, I know things are tough for you, but it's not as bad as Pakistan. They've lost everything, those people. Oh, see how good you've got it? At least you've got a house. Not for much longer, of course, going to take that off you because you can't pay your mortgage, or your rent. But no, you haven't got it so bad. Look at those people in Pakistan have lost everything. You should feel happy that we're charging you more for electricity, so we're keeping you safe. The guilt. They're trying to put guilt on people because their house didn't fall down a mountain because of a landslide. I mean, what? What are you talking about? But they know that they can use guilt on us. They can use guilt on us to get us to do what they want us to do. Because we care about other people. And that's our good angel sitting on our shoulder saying, oh yes, we have to look after each other. It's stand in this together, you know. They know they can use that against us, and they are. Every single day we're being manipulated down the road. The social engineers manipulate us because they know they can manipulate us through our emotions and through how we want to interact with each other. So this balancing of this good and evil, this light and dark, this yin and yang in our reality is happening right in front of us. And our alignment to what we want for the rest of the world, our alignment to the side that we want, the good, the evil, is up to us. We get to choose at the moment, right now, what we align with. Do you want to align with these politicians who are lying scum, who are there just to defrauding you, while they're insider trading on the stock market? Oh yes, yeah. We're introducing a new bill for the chips. We're doing that, and then invest in it the day before. I mean, look, it is blatant, the corruption that's going on across all the world. They're all guilty, and we are being made to feel guilty for their decisions, because we're all in this together, remember. Now, as we move through September and October, the next 2 months are critical for which way this is going to go. Now, here in the UK, there's a movement called Don't Pay UK. I'm not supporting it at all. I'm not supporting it. Just be aware, I am not supporting this move. I'm not supporting it. Where people are saying we're not going to pay our electricity and gas bills if you're going to put the price up like that, because there's no reason for it. It's blatant corruption. But are the prices really going up? This is the question. Are the prices really going up, or is the value of the money going down? Huh? Is this all inflation and inflation hedging? Like, oh no, we're not inflation hedging. Inflation hiding behind, oh yes, it's the gas prices are going up, and the prices in the shop are going up, and the prices of everything's going up. Oh, it's because of the oil shortage from Ukraine and Russia. Or do you think that's deliberately manufactured to hide the inflation that's happening right in front of your face? Why are they putting interest rates up? Oh, because of inflation. That's the transitory inflation, remember. You need to, this is the point. The next 2 months, September and October, we are looking at an event, a financial crash event, a black swan event they call it, that will bring down all the markets. Now, when I've talked about this before, money isn't lost, it moves from place to place. So while the stock market is at record highs at the moment, it's dropped a little bit, but the stock market's at record highs, all based on bullshit. It's not real. None of it's real. It's all based on high frequency trades, I think. Something like that, I can't think of the name of it. But it's all based on bullshit. It's made up numbers. It's not based on real commodities, real assets, not based on anything. When you print money and put it into the system, give it directly to the banks, and it goes to these massive corporations. They buy back their stocks. You know, it's all manipulated. The stock market's manipulated, but it's at record highs. So when the money leaves there, where's it going to go? It always moves somewhere else, down into an asset class that's not doing anything. Maybe like gold and silver or crypto. But over the next 2 months, it's critical for people not only to see what's going on, but to act, to be part of the influence of what we're going to be living through after what we go through. So we can keep on burying our heads in the sand and say, no, we're all in this together. Bullshit. Don't listen to those politicians, okay? We've got to, at some point, we've got to accept that they're lying, and we have to take the matters into our own hands and say no more. And stand against these corrupt scumbags, because, to quote Kid Rock, ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. You have to align with good or evil. Now, as plainly obvious as it is to the likes of me and all the other people out there trying to spread the word and say, hey, everybody wake up, most people don't see it. Their government and they're agencies that are acting in cahoots with the government, the corrupt corporations, you know, all these people that are doing this evil to all of us. It only works because we allow it. And that means you're aligning with it. So, you know, we all have a choice. We can choose good, we can choose evil, we can choose whatever we want to choose. But know that those choices are only going to influence, they're going to influence your life, but they're also going to influence everybody else's life. I don't mind paying higher fuel prices so that the Ukrainians can be... honestly, I don't want to pay higher fuel prices because my government's illegally sending weapons and money over to a different country to support bullshit, corruption, fraud, money laundering. I feel sorry for the people caught up in the middle of this bullshit. I do, you know, but they're in the same position. While they are aligning with their government that's doing evil, then this is the result. Oh, Chris, you're just being mean now because those people are suffering. We're all suffering. We're not all in a war zone, I agree. But we cannot continue to support this criminal, evil behavior. So you get to decide, are you an angel, are you a demon? Which side of the fence do you want to be aligned with? Because I can assure you, good wins. And if you're aligned with the people that are doing this, if you're supporting this, then you're part of the problem. But if you fail to see that, it doesn't matter whether you fail to see it, you're still part of the problem. And where is that going to lead you? If you're aligning with the politicians that are threatening more lockdowns, that are saying to you, no, you'll have nothing and like it, then not only you are going to have to live with the consequences, your friends, your family, your children are going to have to live with those consequences of those decisions for the rest of their lives. So, it's time to choose. What do you want for you? What do you want for your children? What do you want for your friends and family? What do you want for the whole world? Do you want to align with good, who wants a better future for us all, with clean air and clean food and water, or do you want to align with people that want to constantly stick things into you that doesn't work, by the way? Now I can question the safety and efficacy of vaccines, so says YouTube. Thank you so much, God of YouTube, for allowing me to talk. You can now question that. So they want to keep on sticking things into you that plainly don't work. They don't do what it says on the box, even though it's 100% safe and effective. So you get to choose, angel or demon. Which is it? It's your choice. So that's it for today. Thank you one and all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I do hope I'll be doing some more videos soon. I've got one coming up in the next few days. It's sort of a crypto slash interview with a guy called Tony. Amazing guy, amazing information. Have a look at that. But thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Go out into the world, do good and be good. You can change the world with the way that you talk, the way that you think, and the way that you influence others. So go and do that. Share it if you think it's worthwhile. If you don't, it doesn't bother me. I'm easy either way. Right, look after yourself, look after each other. I'll look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care. Ciao for now.